Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi. Good morning. Hello. Like normal idol talks, I have not slept. Yippee! No, it's fine. I made this podcast to fix my sleep schedule. I will fix my sleep schedule. Gosh dang it. But hi, everyone. Hello, Virgil. Hello, Cass. I hope you guys are having a good day. I don't know what you guys have eaten for breakfast. Please let me know what you've eaten for breakfast. For those of you who don't know this show, welcome. This is Idol Talk, the podcast where I sit down with my community and eat breakfast with them and talk about idols, because idols are my hyperfixation right now. They are my obsession. Number 14, Burger King foot lettuce. That's what I was thinking about when I was talking that way. But hello! This morning for breakfast, I had unsweetened black tea with some... I don't know if you guys have had this. There is this oatmeal of my past, okay? Oatmeal of Twig's past, called cinnamon raisin, I think, or raisin spice, I think, raisin spice oatmeal, something like that. It got discontinued. It no longer exists, but do you know what exists now? There is this oatmeal that is like maple, walnut, date, and raisin, and if you throw in some cinnamon into that, it scratches the same itch, and it has walnuts in it. And so I've been eating that for breakfast pretty often. So I have one packet of that, with 2 hard-boiled eggs for a little bit of protein, and that was my breakfast. Rice and bean and cheese burrito. Oh my god, I was thinking about meal prepping burritos this week. I ended up just sitting down and being like, Twig, you have rice, you have dry beans, you have a tomato, you have a bag of spinach, you're about to get some cabbage this week. You can make something with that. And I'm like, you're right, past Twig, I can make something like that. I will say I have been consuming tea to the, like, I could rival a middle-aged British man at this point with the amount of tea that I have been consuming. I don't know what it is about it, but unsweetened tea just like scratches an itch in my brain. So I've been drinking a lot of unsweetened black tea specifically because it's really nice iced. I'm finding that I'm really into iced teas again. I was into like hot drinks for a while, and I still really like warm water and hot water for my throat, but the teas I drink, this is like my silly little special drink, you know. But yeah, today's episode is about Ensemble Stars because I feel like, I don't know, when I was talking to someone who was into idols, and I told them that I had this podcast, and they looked up the podcast, and they saw that I was about to talk about Ensemble Stars. They were like, why are you talking about Ensemble Stars on a podcast about idols? But, like, here's the thing, right? I feel like as idol fans, we should not be shitting that much on anime idols and any song because A, not only does that get a lot of people into idol culture, but also B, it is like some of the most popular exposure to idol culture in the West right now. Like, it's the same thing that like people were really upset at Love Live fans for simply enjoying something that is popular. I think it's okay to like something that is popular. Like, I personally not a big fan of what is it? Project Sekai? Yeah, I'm not much of a big fan of that, but I can understand why people would like it, and I can understand why it is kind of trendy right now, right? So yeah, Ensemble Stars is kind of in the similar realm of Project Sekai, but it has been going for a really long time. It has God, when did it start? I don't even know. Okay, so for transparency's sake, I never played the original game. There are two different games with Ensemble Stars and an anime, and I believe there's also a movie. And a YouTube channel. I really love the YouTube channel. We'll get into that later, but um the main media for this franchise is games, whereas with Love Live you have like the anime. You know, for Ensemble Stars it is very much a game franchise, similar to Uda no Prince Sama. If anyone played that, Uda no Prince Sama, Uda no Prince Sama walked so that Ensemble Stars could run, and that's all I'm saying. No, the reason I say this is simply because Uda no Prince Sama had an English port for a very long time. I played it in high school. I am old. um, but Ensemble Stars is this originally it wasn't a rhythm game, actually. Original Ensemble Stars is a management game. And I don't believe Alkaloid was in it either. Like, it had the original groups, but I believe Alkaloid is new, and then they just introduced a new group in Ensemble Stars music. Um but the whole story of Ensemble Stars is really interesting. So there's this one high school that they all go to, and then like there was like a fucking war and everything. I don't know how to explain that whole situation. Basically, Ichi was like kind of a maniac and was like, "You're not trying hard enough. I'm gonna make your life hell because you're slacking off," and then systematically obliterated a group that, like, their whole concept as a group was being weird. Hello, Frog50. Hello, welcome to my silly little podcast where I talk about idols. Today we're talking about Ensemble Stars. All you need to know at basic level knowledge about Ensemble Stars is Eichi is the source of all evil, and that I hate him. But yeah, Ensemble Stars has like a bunch of characters. It has more than Project Sekai. I don't know if it has more than Idolmaster though. I want to get more into Idolmaster sometime because I did get into Idolmaster Side M. I've been covering a lot of Side M songs actually. Recently, Side M has been slapping for me, but Ensemble Stars has, okay, I'm not looking at the wiki page for this episode because I played this game pretty on and off, so I might be able to recover the information in my little noggin. Okay, so on the Ensemble Stars you got Trickstar, which is like, I don't know, poster boy group. They're very like Genki, very like, they give me like middle schooler vibes almost, of just like hyper boys that are hyper and super optimistic, and then you got Fine, which is like rich people, and they have like one of my favorite members of any ensemble, like one of my Oshis in Ensemble Stars, is a member of Fine named Yuzuru that is literally the butler of one of the other members of Fine. So he's the only like non-rich person. Gatekeepers be like, anime idols aren't real. No, idols are real. Shake my head. All stage personas like any act played by a real person, but an act still. This is really interesting in the context of specifically Love Live and Ensemble Stars. I'll go more into it later, but I put a pin in that. So yeah, you got Trickstar Fine, then you got Rabbits. Rabbits is like your super genki, super cute, super like chibi man group. They're literally named Rabbits. They all have high-pitched voices. Then you got Valkyrie, which is a duo. It used to be a trio, and there's like some fucked up lore with that. They got like a steampunk aesthetic. They do more like melodic or like Victorian songs. And then you got Undead. Undead is your like classic rock group. They for a very long time didn't actually dance. I don't think they really dance nowadays either. Normally they have like mic choreography or like limited dance, but normally the focus isn't on dance. Unlike Eden, which is very dancey. Eden is incredibly dancey. They're like they have like Bible trauma themes, religious imagery, you know. They're Eden, but they're also like EDM, I guess, and like sexy. It's weird. I don't know how to describe Eden as a group actually. Then you have Akatsuki, which is the traditional Japanese trio. They're really cool. I like Soma from that group. Then you got Alkaloid, and you got Mama, and you got Crazy Bee, and you got the new group that I don't remember the name of, and then you got my fave, Switch, because it has my Oshi, Tsumugi Aoba. Yeah, Mr. Lucky Bird, Mr. Singing Bluebird. For your happy, you can hear humming. Yeah, Tsumugi Aoba, I love that man. His whole thing is like, I'm super unlucky, but I will persevere. I'm a super hard worker. Twig is a hard worker, so she really likes hard workers, fellow hard workers. I admire fellow hard workers. I like surrounding myself with hard workers because then I can yell at them to rest and then be hypocritical. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very fun. OnStars has a Bennett. I mean, I guess he's really similar, but not quite. Tsumugi is more nerdy than Bennett is. Tsumugi is like, he's more sheltered. Like, he's not all gung-ho for adventure. But he is unlucky. And he's kind of reserved. He's like the type to not ask you for anything and just try and do everything himself to benefit other people. Almost. He's like very much that type. One of my favorite cards is when like Tsumugi's glasses broke or some shit and he was just living without vision because he didn't want to burden anyone trying to get like new glasses. And then there's just this card with Kato with a table full of glasses and he's just gesturing to them. He's a character though. But yeah. You mentioned the seiyus. So I feel like anime franchises are really weird for idol culture because they are characters. They're not real idols. They're not real personas, right? And they do have real people behind them, but in the case of anime franchise idols, I won't say this about VTubers, but anime franchise idols, everything is scripted, everything is a character, and all of that. But Japanese seiyuu culture is really interesting because the seiyus of these idols are kind of regarded as figures themselves, separate from the idols. And so in the case of like Love Live, they for a very long time, ever since Muse has done lives with the actual actresses, and they continue to do that. Like you guys know that like Ruby Chan, hi, nani ga suki, choco minto, yorimo anata, that is from a Love Live concert. Those are anime characters. But they're being acted as seiyus. And it's really interesting because I've seen a shift over the years, and normally this more so applies to femme seiyus, okay? But there's been more of a shift for seiyus to like know how to sing and know how to dance and things like that. Like I've seen more and more seiyus coming out with that knowledge because they want to act for a idol franchise. I know that there's like a couple of Love Live actresses specifically who they were auditioning for Love Live for a while, and then they were like, okay, this is what I want to do, you know. Same thing with Idolmaster. Idolmaster does their concerts with all of the that's from a Love Live VA performance. Yes. Yes, that is from so the yeah 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 da 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 da. Ice Cream is from, oh my god, there's a history to that. Okay. So, Love Live has or had 3 different units in that group, right? So there was Aqua, Ruby, and then Nijigasaki, and then Liela. Okay? Aqua has actually graduated. The entire group has graduated. They don't perform anymore. So has Muse. So the 2 that I grew up with and that I love and that I have Hoshis for, they're all retired from Love Live, at least. A lot of the seiyus, like I know Nico Yazawa's seiyu still does work. I don't know if she's done idol franchises recently, but a lot of the seiyus still do work in that industry. A lot of them end up getting married as well after their time in Love Live, which is great. I love to see it. Umi's marriage to a wrestler was great to see. Umi's voice actor, of course. But yeah, that unit was formed as a like talk show originally, and then they released that song, and then they performed that song at a shuffle unit concert where all 3 groups were performing. So it was like a weird situation where like pretty much only shuffle units were performing, which is really exciting to see because you don't normally see that. And then yeah, the clip went viral. What's a seiyu for the uninitiated? Seiyu is the word for voice actor in Japanese. Seiyu, seiyu. And so yeah, male seiyus also do perform if they're in idol franchises. Sometimes. Sometimes you have seiyus who are so busy that they don't perform. So in the case of like Love Live, the seiyuu for Ellie didn't actually perform at concerts all that often because she was part of a different unit in real life. Or like my Oshi, Samuki Aoba's seiyuu never performs live at concerts. And I'm so sad about it, but he's a really popular seiyuu, so he gets a lot of work. Um but yeah, seiyus with OnStars is really interesting because Ensemble Stars has a YouTube channel. And so these seiyus are doing YouTube content for the game. One of the notable examples is Nikki's Kitchen or Cafe Cinnamon. I don't know what the Japanese community refers to it but I call it Nikki's Kitchen, where the voice actor of Nikki from Ensemble Stars, the unit Crazy Bee, whose in-game character is really into cooking, like that's his thing. He's a chef. The seiyuu will actually do a cooking show on the YouTube channel, and it has like multiple episodes, and they'll take on like other seiyus from the series. So usually these days it's a lot of Crazy Bee members, so members of the same unit as the seiyuu, but yeah, they've done some really interesting things. I think at like a subscriber milestone, they also they took two of the seiyus and have had them skydive, and then Nikki's seiyuu showed up and started cooking. And if any of the people listening have not gotten into the JP OnStars content and they're already an Ensemble Stars fan, you have a treasure trove. You have a treasure trove to go through. Granted, you kind of do have to know Japanese or at least be able to understand, because these episodes a lot of the times are not subtitled. They're it might be a little bit difficult for you to watch if you don't understand at least a little bit of Japanese, but if you're studying and you like Ensemble Stars, it might be a good way to study, because I will always advocate for immersion. But yeah. Hello, PDP. I will just call you PDP because it's the last three letters. Hello, thank you for your Ensemble Stars. We're just talking about it. This is my silly little podcast where I talk about idol stuff. It is 7:22 in the morning, and I am here talking about Ensemble Stars and anime idols. It's really interesting, the hatred of anime idols, though. I don't know why. I don't know why there's a prejudice against it. Because a lot of the times, the same people who are prejudiced against anime idols got into J-pop because of anime or some relation to it. Like for me, right? I got into Japanese music because of like anime openings. Like I heard this sounds so nerdy. I heard some of the music from Vampire Night and I was like, I like that. I'm gonna Google what the fuck that was. And then I started following these musicians, and it put me down like a rabbit hole of genres and stuff. A lot of exposure to idol culture and the Japanese music scene as a whole. Like, you don't even have to be into idols. It could also be like visual kei. A lot of it stems from anime. I think the resentment in the US, at least, comes from like overexposure, because if you've been to a convention, masquerade, or like idol festival in the last, I want to say like it's 2025, maybe 12 years. In the last 12 years you would have seen Love Live. at any convention in the United States. It's expanding now. So now it's not just Love Live. Nowadays, if you go to a convention in the United States, you'll see either Love Live, Project Sekai, Ensemble Stars, and sometimes Uma Musume. Now that Uma Musume has gotten released on global, but a lot of these times these gacha games get released internationally, and now they're blowing the fuck up. But back in the day, right? Back in the day, we basically only ever saw Love Live. I don't know why it is, because Love Live wasn't the only globally released thing. Like, Idolmaster was popular. So you would occasionally see Idolmaster, but a lot of the times Idolmaster wasn't. I don't think Idolmaster has ever been released in English. Has it? I don't know. I know there's an anime. There's an anime for Side M. I don't know if there's an anime for the Cinderella girls, but I don't know. But I know that Idolmaster was popular online at the time, so you did occasionally see a little bit of Idolmaster. Absolutely no Uda no Prince Sama. Absolutely none. And then only a little bit of Idolish 7. But like male idols were super stigmatized. I'm so glad that like male idols are now kind of getting their spot, like their Love Live treatment, and people are like seeing them as more viable because I remember when I was just getting into idols, I was like sitting down and I was like, okay, I know all this Love Live stuff. There's so many femme groups that are out there. What about the men? I know that there's male idols out there. Like I've seen K-pop. Like why are there no male anime idols? Turns out there were. It was Idolish 7, Udapri, and Side M, but no one paid attention to them. Which made me dig my heels in the sand and be like, I will support Idolish 7. I will support Utapri. I will support Saidem. And then I won an Ichiban Kuji with like a bunch of Idolish 7 makeup and stuff. But nowadays, Ensemble Stars has blown up. I'm so excited about it. Like going to a con, and especially since Ensemble Stars is kind of different from Love Live. Just a little bit, from the fact that there is that variety of groups and all of the groups have different genres. They all have different sounds, right? And so when Ensemble Stars is starting to come to conventions, even though you might still know a lot of the Ensemble Stars songs, at least the genre is swapping between groups, as long as they're a different group. I will say Valkyrie is really popular right now. People need to stop doing Valkyrie at conventions. This is my hot take. This is my hot take of this episode. If you are a cosplayer listening to this, please stop doing Valkyrie at conventions. The thing about Valkyrie is they look cool in their PVs, but that's because they have different camera angles. A lot of their performances is just them standing around and doing arm movements. And if you're gonna make that into a competitive like cosplay piece, it's a different thing if it's an idol festival. But if you're trying to do like Valkyrie at a masquerade, you're gonna have to do something different with the choreography to make it a little more exciting, because if you're it's really hard to pull off because you don't have the multiple camera angles, and then you're just two people, and then if one person is off as well because you're just two people, it's gonna like look very off and it's just gonna look sloppy. So everyone, this is my petition to stop doing Valkyrie at conventions. Do an Akatsuki song instead. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about anime idols and kind of like the stigmatization of them? I feel like it's kind of dumb. I don't know though. Especially since it's really interesting to me because like I wonder if Ensemble Stars will come out with a VTuber. Because Idolmaster has debuted 3 VTubers. I don't know if any of you guys know this. Idolmaster is a long-running idol franchise. It is similar to Love Live and Uma Musume in the fact that it is many girls and there's a bunch of different groups and it's really popular and it's really long running. Like I think Idolmaster has been running longer than Love Live has. Um and they recently debuted 3 VTubers. I don't know how recent it was, but they exist. They have 3 VTubers. And then AKB48 has 3 VTubers. I think one actually graduated, but they have VTubers. And guess what? Love Live has made like this super cool VTuber project. It's really cool. So like they have these VTubers, right? Where it's like a real time Love Live series. So it's all still scripted. It's called Hasuno Sora. It's all still scripted and it's real time, so the members will graduate within their 4 years. Like they can only be in this project for 4 years. And they do like actual lives and stuff with the seiyus, and the seiyus are VTubers, and it's like crazy. Ah, everyone's becoming VTubers right now. iLife recently made their VTuber debut. I wonder if Ensemble Stars will ever make a VTuber thing. They recently, when they debuted their most recent group, did kind of like a Boys Planet-esque introduction thing for the new members, but also older Ensemble Stars characters, which I thought was really cool. I think Ensemble Stars is moving in the right direction with their media. Um but yeah, it was really interesting. Fun fact, Beetle actually got me into Ensemble Stars, and when I saw it, because I was in the Odotemita community for so long, I had actually seen Ensemble Stars characters before without even realizing that they were in Ensemble Stars, because their uniform is very unique. They have these like blue blazers with plaid gray pants, right? And I knew that this was a big series, but I thought it was the same as Twisted Wonderland. I got those two mixed up so often in the Odotemita community. I saw this massive Ensemble Stars cosplayer collab like 12 years ago or something. And I was like, that's cool that they got so many people in there, because I think they had like 4 of the groups together. It was pretty good. Not in idol spaces, didn't know there was stigma around anime idols. It it's not so much, it's not like a super wide thing, but there is a pretentious things. All seems similar to me, idols, VTubers, cosplayers, and anime idols. There are distinctions. So like VTubers are very live, they're interactable. We're much more similar to idols than we are anime idols. And then cosplayers are much more similar to anime idols than they are to idols. Um and this is someone who I'm talking as someone who's been in like all of these spaces. Personally, so in my eyes, right, VTubers are kind of their own IP, first of all, and so are idols. Second of all, like nothing is scripted. I mean, some things are scripted. You might have like a persona, but it is very focused on like live interaction, and it is very focused on like the actual charisma and like talents of a person and things like that. Anime idols, everything is scripted, everything is planned. Those seiyus are being handed a thing to act. So they might still do performances, but they aren't ever being like, this is me, where VTubers and idols will present themselves that way, you know. It's very much a character for anime idols, and they're under like a massive media project, which gives them like games and anime and things like that. Cosplayers stem from anime idols a lot of the time in idol spaces, so you'll see cosplayers of Valkyrie or like a Crazy Bee or like Revale or like Aqua or like Liala, any of these like anime groups, Cinderella Girls, fucking Gold Ship cosplayer doing the Sheikah dance. I don't know. All of that is very much like intertwined with anime idols, and a lot of the idol spaces in the West kind of demonize cosplayers in their spaces. Um because cosplayers don't really have an independent IP. They're kind of imitating something that already exists instead of trying to like make it their own, you know? I guess they're still making it their own because there is an artistry to doing idol cosplay and idol cosplay performances. It is a lot of work because a lot of the times these cosplayers act in groups. So if you're in a Love Live group, that's 9 members, right? Potentially more if you have backups. A lot of these Love Live groups will have backups. They'll be like 12 members. Um, but you get basically handed a character, and then that becomes your character for that group. So like in a Love Live group, you will have someone who, whenever they do an Aqua song, they'll be Mari or Daya or Ruby, and no matter the costume that they're doing that specific character. And I don't know, it's really interesting. It's really interesting because there is a difference, but it's hard to like articulate to someone who's not in the sphere, you know, because I can see how they would look similar, but the feeling of the performers behind it kind of feels different. Coordinating 12 people gotta be a nightmare. bro. Bro, idol groups, my heart goes out to all of them. I don't know how Sunny does it, because she manages her own idol group and a solo career, but like I've seen the behind the scenes of like idol groups before, and both cosplay and Kaigai, no matter what you do, it's a lot of work. Because everyone has to agree on what they're doing, and everyone has to be like coordinating, and then like a lot of the times you'll have practices as well. So there's like 2 different ways that idol cosplay idol groups who like compete generally practice, right? Normally you will either have a group where everyone lives around each other, and so everyone has like a studio or a location or like a public park or like a gym or like an apartment with mirrors in it or something. Everyone will have a location in that group, and then they will meet in that location a certain amount of time. So it might be like, yeah, so like 2 times a month, every other week, we practice here, right? And normally there is like a set list of dances for the entire year, and they will be like, okay, learn your dance before practice, and then at practice we will mark everything and clean everything. That's generally how idol group number 1 or like cosplay idol group number 1 does things. Cosplay idol group number 2 is interesting because these are the groups that go to like very, very large cons, and they collaborate with a bunch of people who don't live around each other. And so these people will like coordinate online. Like they will all practice the dance individually for months before the convention, and then 2 nights before, like the 2 nights before the competition, and they'll rent out a dance studio near the convention, and then they will practice for those 2 nights before the actual competition. when everyone's like flying in and stuff. It's really interesting, the two different types of idol groups, and like they're both competitive strategies. Like a lot of the times in the long distance ones, people will actually send like practice video clips. Um, Whereas, you know, if you live around your cosplay group and you show up to practice not knowing your dance, it's like, okay, bro, well, I don't know what to tell you. You know? But it's worse if you're long distance and you only have 2 nights to practice with everyone. So, yeah, a lot of the times they'll have video progress. Also, hello, Thai sister. I hope your morning's going well. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Cosplay idol groups, my heart goes out to you. Please stop doing Valkyrie. Please, 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 please. That is my one gripe. Please stop doing Valkyrie. Valkyrie doesn't have very many good dances. I'm sorry. I will say, I don't know, anime idols also tend to have. I know I talked about this at the Project Sekai stream, but anime idols as a whole, this also includes most Ensemble Stars groups. I feel like Crazy Bee and Alkaloid are kind of an exception here. But most anime idol groups, the biggest thing you have to deal with in terms of choreography is like coordination. Like getting everyone in sync and getting everyone in position, because a lot of the times you have to have a group to do them. Whereas a lot of like idol choreography, it's just physically demanding. Like there's a different, because anime idols, there's a big emphasis on being able to have beginners be able to dance this, because a lot of the times the seiyus don't know how to dance. Um and so if the seiyus are going to be doing performances, they gotta be able to do the dances. And so especially in Love Live, like they've stepped it up over time. I think Liella, most of those girls knew how to dance before Liella, and they actively like put out dance practices. But it's really funny because like originally with like anime idols, and this is still the case with like Ensemble Stars. It's kind of funny. Um there were like no official dance practices. There still really aren't that many for Ensemble Stars. There's maybe like 2 out of their entire discography. Um and so cosplayers have to like look at the MV and kind of piece them together, and then whoever makes the mirror that has the most views on the song, it just kind of becomes the canonical choreography for the song, even if it's wrong. Like that happens so many times for Love Live. Cause what's an example of this? Like My Tonight, right? This is a song where you didn't really have live performances of it for a really long time, like full length ones. And then the PV didn't show a lot of dancing, and it was also a shortened version. And so cosplayers kind of took that and ran with it in like different versions of the choreography. So there's like 9 different versions of My Tonight from Aqua. And I think that happens less with OnStars. But if you look at the older Ensemble Stars mirrors from before Ensemble Stars music came out, none of them are the original choreography, because the original game, cosplayers deadass just took the songs that existed, choreographed them themselves, because it wasn't a rhythm game originally. It was a management game. There was no choreography. And so that is also an interesting thing about anime idols, is like the cosplayers get really involved in making the choreography, where like actual idols, the choreography is pretty easy to find. It's interesting. It's interesting. I feel like I always come to these things with like such a dance perspective though. Like I am so dance pilled. I haven't talked at all about like the singing aspect of Ensemble Stars or anything like that. I don't know. I'm not a new taite. I'm starting to be a new taite, but obviously my like background is dance, so one of my Oshis put out an original song and it has a full animation done for it. There is idol dancing and a few nice dances in it. She forces her fans to do the glow stick dance. You mean Otake? Oh my god, Kyra, please send that in music. I want to see it. I would love to see it actually. Um, I'm starting to like come up with concepts for marketing and things like that, which includes like music videos and dance shots and stuff for my EP, my first song. Ah. But I have a lot to still be done. Like I'm still working with choreographers, so man, She's Insane 2 original songs released within a month or so. Oh, I know she's been working on that for a while. She's probably been working on that for a hot minute. I feel like with my original music, I could potentially be the type to release original music by the end of the year. But my thing is, with my music, I really want to have like a level of cohesiveness with the marketing and things like that. I'm really focusing on trying to like make a drop, if that makes sense. Like it's not just getting like the materials together of like the music and the music video and blah, 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 but in the choreography blah, 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 blah. I'm in marketing hell. I'm deep in marketing hell. The reason she could do the second one while doing the first is a bigger content creator reached out because they loved her voice and they did all the music composition and arrangement. That's so nice, man. That's what I would love to do if I was a bigger creator. What, like sponsor smaller creators? I was talking to Mail about this the other day, and I think it's really interesting how, like, VTubers a lot of the time were really, really, really scared of approaching bigger creators. Like, I'm terrified of approaching people larger than me, especially, like, since I'm getting to be at, like, the 5K mark. Anyone over 5K to me is like a god, so I'm like, the fuck do you mean? The fuck do you mean I should be reaching out to these people? But Mail had the point of like in the music industry is really common for musicians to reach out to smaller creators to do like headlining stuff like that. It's such like a weird culture gap. Like Mail and I talk about the differences between the VTuber community and the music community a lot because it just comes up in conversation. And yeah. Yeah, the music person is like 215K Lamau. Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean I should be like talking to people with over 10K? What do you mean? I know Daishima's over that number, but Daishima's cool like that. Daishima knew me before I even talked to Daishima. It's crazy. Daishima's just chill like that. But yeah, I really need to get over my social anxiety for the sake of like my music stuff, but it's so scary. It's so scary, man. I've been like working so hard on the concert too, my birthday thing. I will say I have gotten to know a lot of people much better. Like in the concert Discord server, uh this is a funny story about VTubers and VTuber social anxiety, okay? Because I know for a fact that this was a case of like every VTuber in this server being scared initially, but I made the server, the birthday server, with a hangout call, like a hangout channel to call in, just randomly, right? It's a hangout channel. Everyone can join the hangout channel, whatever, right? And this server has something like over 50 VTubers in it. No one ever joined that call. Mind you, I've had this server open and running and like consistently having communication between people for like at least a month now. You guys saw me craft it on stream, right? Um and so I this channel has existed this entire time. No one ever joined the Hangout channel until after the web fishing stream with Outer. After the web fishing stream with Outer, we saw Mail in the Hangout channel doing work, and then we joined the Hangout channel, and now it's been used like every single day. Like someone is hanging out in there. Someone is chilling in the Hangout channel waiting for other people, and then other people like genuinely join. And so many people were scared. Like even today, I still get DMs like, "Oh, can I join the Hangout channel?" Wait, that first day where people were hanging out in the Hangout channel, it was me, Outer, and Mail. We got so many messages of like, "What are you guys doing in that call?" And I was like, "We're hanging out. You can join." And then so many people were like, "I can join?" I was like, "Yeah." I've gotten to know so many of these VTubers like much better this way. And it's just crazy because like everyone was scared. Everyone was scared to join the Hangout channel for the longest time. Ah! So yeah, VTubers are all scared of everyone. Everyone's scared of everyone. Simultaneously. Y'all are penguins for real. No one want to be the first one to be in the call. Literally, as soon as one person joins the Hangout call, everyone else joins. It's so funny. Like, there's been moments where we have gone from 2 people in call to like 9 in maybe 5 minutes. It is hilarious. And you're getting like crossovers with my friends that I never thought would happen. Like Seira meeting Tomomo, or like Inari meeting Yusai. It's so good. Outer met Mail. Outer met Mail, and then Mail was convincing Outer to do a creep cover. Like, bro, it's so cool. The indie group I admin for does calls every day for hangouts. I've never seen less than 3 people in VC Lamau. It's so different in event servers. Like, everyone is scared of event servers. Because everyone's trying to be, like, super professional, I think, is the word. But no. That is also the call where Gumi was getting drunk and did her cover. That cover would not have existed if Bale was not in call one night. Yeah. I wasn't the only one in call there either. I think Rev was there. Nemune was also there. Nemune has been a joy in the hangout because he he doesn't speak very much English. He's a Japanese VTuber, but he tries his best, and everyone else tries their best to like communicate. It's so nice. It's so nice, man. I will say I've had to like mute a bunch of people because a bunch of people will neglect sleep in the call. That's become a thing. So I've started to mute people who are up until like 5 in the morning in that call. But yeah, it's really fun. It's really nice. I love my friends. I'm looking forward to the birthday thing. We're getting to the point where like things are coming together, it's gonna sound really good. It's gonna sound really good, man. Ah! But yeah, that is my rambling about Ensemble Stars, but also related anime things like Side M and Idolish 7 and other male anime franchises. Indeed. I hope you had a good breakfast. I need to pee. I need to have an idol meeting. I don't know why I keep saying idol meeting where I just immediately elaborate after being like idol meeting. Like, why do I do that? Anyways, this was Idol Talk with Twig. We do this every Sunday at fucking 7 in the morning, and I ask my community what they are eating, and it's really nice. And I am really happy about it, and I think we're gonna figure out someone to raid. If you've never been in a Twig raid, the stream's gonna end and we're gonna go over to someone else's channel and we're gonna be very cool and snazzy and fun and cool and pooky. If you ever have any suggestion on someone I should talk to on this podcast, if you are a fan of an idol, I can and will reach out to them as I am vindicated to by someone being like, you should talk to this person. But yes, I will indeed go piss. Thank you all for being here. The raid messages get twigged as always. Goodbye, everyone. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.